Can language help infants tell apart faces of different races? Newborns and young infants can recognize any face correctly, but in the first 3 to 9 months of their life, this changes. Infants gain new experience with people in the world. They become better at recognizing people who look like those they've grown up around. The problem is they lose the ability to tell differences of other races apart. Also, different races tend to be mentally categorized in a broad other classification. Dr. Clark and researchers found infants' early language experience has a powerful influence on preferences and face perception. For example, a study they found showed infants like interacting more with people from their race and language background than the other. The downside is infants prefer similar people and arbitrarily exclude others who are different. Another study showed researchers white infants were better at telling apart white people when they listened to them in their native language than infants who had listened to the person speak in a non-native language. Since native language helped infants remember faces from their own race, the researchers theorized infants have strong expectations about the person a language speaks, which affects learning. But what expectations do infants have of different races? And can language help them remember different race faces? To understand if some race bias can be overcome with language, Clark and others help infants get to know different races speaking in French and German. 9-month-old and 12-month-old monolingual French infants were split into 2 groups. They listened to an Asian woman's face tell them Goldilocks and the Three Bears in French or German for 30 seconds. Then, infants saw the first face side by side with the second Asian female face, twice for 5 seconds without speech. Then, researchers compared how long the infants looked at each face. They found some interesting results. Both 9 and 12-month-old infants in the non-native language group looked longer at the new face. This told the researchers that the infants could remember the familiar face and were paying attention to the new and unexpected face. Both 9 and 12-month infants in the native language group looked equally at both women's faces. This told the researchers native language did not help infants remember the familiar face and slows learning of different race faces. Their experiment brought the researchers to theorize non-native language could help infants overcome the other race effect. However, the researchers add their experiment was made with photographs of faces and audio tracks instead of video. The researchers do highlight this research problem and their uncertainty about their evidence being like everyday life, where infants can watch people talk. The researchers theorized better understanding of how language changes the other race effect could help curb this effect in infancy. The researchers assert further understanding of how we can overcome the other race effect might help infants talk and relate to people who are racially different from them. They can help children have positive attitudes towards those with a different skin color or native language background.